Greetings, denizens of the tri-state area. Jacob Weil here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And Dragon, I know what we're going to do today. We're going to activate the Recap-inator and discuss my favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. That's right. In honor of the 15th anniversary and in preparation for the upcoming revival, I'm guiding Blue Dragon 5 here through the series, experiencing his reactions watching it for the first time, and reliving my summer memories through the years. Today's episodes are the Baljeatles and Vanessasary Roughness. Before we go on, we actually have a couple of comments. We have Code Gias here again saying, last week we had a Baljeet, we had one this week too. Guess the writers wanted to throw him a bone. That's his cool thumbnail, and I said it was Dragon. I told him, Dragon, you specifically picked out this image, right?
Yes, I did.
Dragon seems to be a Vanessa fan, so I'm going to guess he at least in one of tonight's episodes.
Why do I have this reputation of not liking the episodes?
I don't think he's wording it like that. I think he's basically saying you really liked at least one.
Okay.
I don't think he was suggesting that you dislike the episodes. At least that's how I'm reading into it.
Yeah.
But anyway, first up is the Baljeatles, where the boys help Baljeet to rock. So, Dragon, are you coming down on the... Wait, is that the Baljeatles?
Right. Yeah, so admittedly, I'm not over the moon with this one. It just feels... So let me put it this way. I don't know. I think we have some amazing prop comedy with Doof and Schmertz in this episode, which I'm very excited to get to, but I don't know. Everything's just not really quite ringing the bell. We're walking up to the bell, but we're not ringing it. It feels like kind of like a stock idea for Baljeet. Candace's the nickname plight feels a little weird. Hasn't really been. I don't think it's been established that Jeremy nicknames people. It just feels like a one-off kind of gag thing, which is fine. I'm not saying we need to go for strict continuity, but it just felt like of all the things that you can't hang up about, it's I want a nickname. I want a pet name. However, I do like that we are acknowledging, that there is some relationship progression. That they are an item now officially. They are going steady.
No, they're not officially dating yet.
They said no. She said that in this episode. They're a couple.
I know.
They have anniversaries next episode. It's a thing.
I think it's just Candace projecting a little bit.
I don't know.
Maybe it could be. I'll put it this way: it's definitely not official yet because it's official later on in the show, but not yet.
Okay. It feels like they're really circling it, though.
They do. Don't get me wrong. They definitely are.
Okay.
I don't know. And personally, I really enjoy this episode. As I said, I love the Doofenshmirtz stuff, and of course, it gives Baljeet time to shine. So, I personally really like this one.
Yeah.
And of course, we have Code Gias once again. He's clarifying, I didn't mean to imply you didn't like the show or its episodes. I'm just implying that you're impartial to Vanessa episodes. Yeah, that's his words, not mine.
Okay.
But anyway, so let's get into the Baljeatles. The episode begins with Phineas being annoyed.
Yes, so we hear this horrible, just utterly, just ear-shattering sound that would make Yoko Ono say, "Okay, that's enough."
Basically sounds like a banshee.
Well, no. So the gag here with the title and everything is there are a few Sly Beetle references. Not a crazy amount of them like that Powerpuff Girls episode, but there are a few Beetle references.
If I remember correctly, in the Powerpuff Girls episode, every single line was like a reference to to a Beatles lyric.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm sure there was maybe a couple lines that kind of bridge in between, but essentially every direct line is a Beatles reference. Yeah.
Meet the Beatles.
Yeah. Of course, that's a great episode.
Craig McCracken's a huge Beatles fan.
Yeah, it's one of those episodes where until I saw it years later, did I fully get what was going on, because the dialogue did sound a little weird to me as a kid. But then, oh, that's what they're doing. Anyway, so of course the big, we do have kind of a Yoko Ono parody in that episode, and again here we have just the idea that Baljeet,
Mojo Ono or something like that.
It's Yoko Jojo or something. It's
It's hilarious.
Mojo Ono is probably right though.
I think I'm wrong, but I could. But go on.
Anyway, the point being, similar to that, we have a Yoko reference here where Baljeet said they call it the fail whale. The fail whale sounds exactly like Yoko Ono.
And basically, Phineas is like, even he's like getting annoyed. Like, I know we're not gonna do today. We're not gonna get anything done while we listen to that.
Yeah. So we're taking some pot shots at Baljeet here. You know, he's got a very shrill, girly voice that's not really. Initially, you'd think is not suited for the musical arts, or at least not rock and roll.
I mean, his voice. Like I've told you, like the story of like how they got Malik Panchali, right? Like how they like did how he like auditioned and got his voice, right?
I don't know if you have actually.
Well, I thought I did, but like apparently, like when they first cast him, they were like trying to get his voice like up high, like trying because he speaks like in a very natural, like normal voice, like definitely not like in the falsetto he uses for Baljeet. But like when they got him to do that, and then it's like, okay, now you have to sing in that. He's like, are you kidding me? Yep. So I mean, and he does it pretty well from what we could, as demonstrated later on in the episode. He actually does pretty well with it.
Right.
But you have to fail with.
All right, so here's what's totally a stock Baljeet plot. Okay, so he signed up for yet another class. In this case, summer rocks, thinking it was geology. Which that's fine. But the idea that the stakes are he's going to get an F, which he can barely. We do a great Fonzie-esque gag where he can barely bring himself to say the letters Phineas Ferb, which Baljeet doesn't know how to spell apparently.
Yeah, well, I think it's more the sound in this case.
I don't know. I mean, that kid's top of his class. That doesn't count. He should know how to spell Phineas.
I mean,
even if it sounds that way, the kids at home. He sent Jacob Baljeet, that anarchist. He's sending a message to the kids that no, you can spell Phineas with an F and it'll be fine because that's how that gag is slated. That he can't say the F's. So that's why he's saying Phineas and Herb. Herb works. Phineas, I don't think so. Baljeet corrupting the youth of America? How dare you, sir?
Okay.
Okay, no, I'm being silly. It's still, I think the writing on that. I like the Fonzie-esque kind of like Fonzie can't say wrong. Like you think I was he can't. So it's something akin to that, which I appreciated, but still feel it's a bit of a stretch for like the F gag, where he can barely say himself. Anyway, just the idea that he's going to get an F in music camp, which we de-escalate really shoddily at the end. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like we keep using the whole he's going all these class electives in these summer camps that are for higher learning all over the place with Baljeet. I don't know. After a while, it's getting a little thin. Like, okay, we want a music thing with Baljeet, and he somehow has walked his way into a rock episode because we think that'd be funny.
I mean, it is funny. In my opinion, it is really funny.
I mean, it's okay. I don't think it's like ha funny. It's like seeing Baljeet dressed in heavy metal. I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess. He looks like a Scott Pilgrim character, but okay, he's.
I mean, they all kind of look like they walked out of like a 70s or 80s punk rock band.
I do love so much Manchester Ferb.
Yeah, but I think he's like supposed to like be modeled after like somebody from the Sex Pistols or something.
That sounds right, but I say Manchester Ferb because he looks exactly like Manchester Black from Superman versus the Elite.
And technically, it is British, I guess.
I know that's the thing. Basically, the only difference is he had like the flag tattooed on his chest versus Ferb, who's wearing a shirt. But it's pretty much identically the same thing. If he had purple hair, he'd be him.
Well, Ferb's green, which is pretty close, and he wears purple, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just pretty close. Oh, and Manchester Ferb.
Yep, Manchester Ferb.
Oh, and I looked it up. The monkey for the other group from the Beatles is Moko Jono.
Mocha. So yeah, you were right. That's what I said.
I mean, that's not what I said. I think we both got them mixed up in some. I think we said like both part of the same name.
Okay.
I think we were both wrong, but also like both half right.
Well, two wrongs lead to a right eventually. So,
But two rights make a left.
yes.
Or is it, no, it's three rights make a left.
All right, let's get bogged down in directions, Jacob.
Okay.
All right, so let's see. So anyway, so Candace is getting so ticked off at Jeremy for nicknaming everyone left and right except her.
And of course, and also she accidentally tries to bust her backyard.
Okay, we gotta mention that's Kelly who yet again. Just has like the line of the episode. Candace, stop trying to bust your backyard.
Yeah, but just like she thought it was somehow Phineas and Ferb making that noise, but then there's like empty backyard. Candace, stop trying to bust your backyard.
Yeah.
It's like Stacy isn't even really wouldn't even be surprised at that point. I'm guessing.
Nope. All right. So, meanwhile, Perry. Jacob, where's Perry?
That's an excellent question. He's going to a show.
So this is kind of interesting. We've recycled this actually, but on the flip side here, so Doofenshmirtz had his his monologue in a movie theater, via his evil plan being explained by going to the movies, and someone else bought a ticket to that movie and everything. Yeah. So we've done that. So now we've done on the side of Angels here, on the side of Alka, where we have this is how they're doing their mission brief. So I think they're stealing from Doofenshmirtz's playbook. I think it's cyclical, man. I think it's like, okay, at a certain point they're realizing, Carl, we're running out of ideas for how to do our mission briefs. How does Doofenshmirtz do it? Oh, sir, I don't know. Let's check the videotape.
Yeah, but it is said that Carl's like taking some film classes, and that's what led him to come up with the idea.
So the fact that Carl is one of those artsy filmmakers. It's like the really pretentious kind where it's like all the really like random transitions, and then we have like the little droplet to like Monogram crying. He's giving us all that. Monogram is he's going for it, and Carl's not respecting his acting capabilities at all.
Carl's like trying to be like one of those hipster indie directors. Like I have nothing wrong with indie directors, but he becomes like one of them. But it's like one of those like overly pretentious like just random ideas.
Basically, the American Splendor knockoffs.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, sorry, American Beauty, not American. The American Beauty knockoffs.
Yeah, I understood that reference, not the American Splendor.
Well, I meant Beauty, but essentially American Beauty with the paper bag thing.
It's like, it's a paper bag. It doesn't have any deep meaning. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, the Peter Griffin, yes.
It was actually God. I think it was actually God in that episode.
Oh, right. Well, I think Peter set up the cutaway. That's what I was thinking. But you're right. Because he was Peter was like watching. No, he was following the paper bag being in there, and then God said. Then we cut the God saying the line. Yeah.
Like it's a paper bag. It's not that deep. but it's kind of funny considering this isn't the last time that they'll parody like artsy filmmaking and stuff like that.
Oh boy! Now when they come back for the sorry, when they come back for the revival.
Yes.
They gotta take some shots at 824.
I mean, they probably will. Or at least like reference them in some way. Maybe not like, not in a negative way.
Doofenshmirtz is afraid. Like Bo is afraid, but Doofenshmirtz.
Doof is afraid.
Doof is afraid.
Yes.
Okay, so
so we go to Doofenshmirtz's plan, or what next?
Yes, we shall. So,
all right.
Oh, by the way, real quick, though, Carl, the agency isn't paying for these classes, are they?
I mean, he's an unpaid intern, so maybe some of the. I mean, he is getting college credit for it, so for working at the inn at the OWCA. So who knows?
All right, so Doofenshmirtz, he breaks out the Nanny-inator,
which captures Perry and puts him in a diaper.
God.
Oh God.
All right, so then Jiggy, we have evil story time.
Yep. And his
Now,
plan,
this is gold to me. This is my favorite part of the whole episode. I love evil story time.
like, yep, basically he's watching a documentary like how babies basically in the womb like develop like I feel at ease with their mother's heartbeat.
Even to the age of 30.
Even after birth and even into their 30s.
So that gave Doofenshmirtz the idea of like he could have a baby army because who's going to fight babies?
Yep.
Which is, I love everything about this ridiculous plan is gold, and best of all, is conveyed via a pop-up book. Now, I'm a sucker for a good pop-up book, Jacob. I love the design of the pop-up book. I love when we can utilize it and things. So I love everything about this. And it was just, I was like, how can it get any better? It links up to now.
Yep, like pulls a Spaceballs gag.
Exactly.
It's like oh, what the Baljeatles.
Yes.
Which is basically just a giant heart that's like tied to like tied to a sleeve.
Yeah,
Like,
well, it's tied to like a blood pressure monitor, like a heartbeat
I
monitor.
was trying to I couldn't remember the exact name. Like if it had like I don't know what it's exactly called, but yeah, you're exactly. But heartbeat monitor, yeah, on his wrist. Like, I'm wearing the sleeve on my head. I mean, you know what I mean. So it's like, so basically, and he's trying to keep his heart rate down so it doesn't overload the Baljeatles. Oh, we have Itchy Lot Productions here saying in pop-up book format.
Correct.
So yeah, that's nice.
All right, so anyway, let's see. So then we go back to the concert. That we've yet again the boys have we're gonna learn it's very low stakes ultimately, but the boys help Baljeet get in touch with with his rock and roll side here. They help him out yet again, just bailing Baljeet out. It's like, yeah, Baljeet, how can you be? You're in quotes so smart, and you're taking all these extra classes and trying to ace them, Mister Multi Talent, and you know what? Just how does that? How does he keep lucking into it, Jacob? How does he keep telling the boys like, he's begging them for help and bailing him out, and he learns nothing.
Well, it's good to have such understanding friends.
Yeah, I guess. Just feel like Baljeet, he's getting off too scot free, man. Just keep putting my net out for him. He's taking these leaps.
You really have it out for Baljeet, don't you?
I don't know. He's just kind of getting to my nerves, frankly, just a little bit. I mean, he's funny as all get out, but he's a little bit like Baljeet's very presumptuous. He's got a nice house. We see he's got a very nice house.
Yeah.
He's getting everything with silver spoon in this show. He's luck into it, and yeah.
If I remember correctly, this specifically them helping Baljeet in this kind of way kind of goes away a little bit. I mean, he helps out with their projects, and they occasionally do something for his benefit, but usually him like asking for his help and out of desperation doesn't really become as common as it has been.
Well, that'll be interesting. We're on season 2, and it's still been going on, so we'll see.
I mean, like I said, I don't think it stays as common.
Okay.
Who's worse, Baljeet or Carl?
Jacob?
What?
Well, he posed the question.
Like I didn't pose the question. Code Geass did.
I know. He posed the question. Would you like to answer the question?
I wanted you to answer the question first, but okay, I'll answer the question. It's like I don't know who's worse. I mean, I like them. I like both of them, but if I had to pick, who I like less, I'd probably go with maybe Carl. I don't know, maybe because he's not one of the core members of the group. But that doesn't mean I dislike Carl in any way.
I don't think it's likability, Jay. I think it means who's the worst by comparison in the show. Like who's like the more bane on the characters.
Probably Carl.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, look, to be fair, we do have like a whole chart dedicated to firing Carl, so I'm probably gonna have to say Carl.
Yep. I mean, here's the evidence to that.
Carl does have a really good theme song, though.
He does. He works the camera.
Yes. Okay, so let's see. So, Ferb, he's driving the limo. We have Manchester Ferb.
Well, he's not driving. He's pulling it along with a bike, with like his bicycle, and it's like a long limo extension.
Right.
Which I think is pretty funny.
Somehow he's in 2 places at once, though.
Yeah, like almost like 2 places at once, as you said. Like, and then someone drives. Like he comes up there, opens the door, then comes out the door.
Yep.
And then someone drives off with it, and he's probably wondering what happened to his
Well,
car.
someone probably just stole the limo.
I mean, that probably makes sense.
Yep.
Oh god.
All right. So, what probably happens if it's just one Ferb, what happens is he's pulling the limo. It stops. Everyone's getting out. But it's a long limo, so Ferb is like frantically costume changing as he's climbing through like the back seat of the window. Yeah, like the little divider, little divider between the driver's side and the passenger side. He's like climbing through it, and he's frantically changing. He's coming out of there, and they realize as someone's driving, he's not looking as like a gag of looking at the other Ferb. He's seeing, oh no, someone stole my ride.
You gotta admit, they do pull off the rock and roll gear pretty well.
They do. Admittedly, though, Baljeet does look right out of Scott Pilgrim, which is kind of funny.
Like I didn't actually notice the whole Scott Pilgrim thing, but that's actually pretty interesting.
I mean, again, I'm not going to say it's one for one. He just looks a lot like the Indian rocker character that we had in a Scott Pilgrim.
Huh. All right.
Yeah. Only he's not dressed like a pirate. That's the difference, though. The other one was dressed like a pirate.
Huh.
So with the eyeshadow and the hair and everything, it looks very similar to him.
Are you talking about the comic Scott Pilgrim or the movie Scott
I
Pilgrim?
was referring to the movie, but I mean, I don't know how he's dressed in the comic. I don't know if he has like the pirate stripes or not in the comic.
And they're also doing the upcoming.
Yeah, I know they're adapting it for Netflix. Yeah.
And is it like I don't know if it's like supposed to be the same or if it's supposed to be going to be like a different
No
story.
idea yet. We have no idea.
But either way, I need to really rewatch Scott Pilgrim.
Mm-hmm.
Edgar Wright, man, he's good at what he does.
He's got the Edgar Wright stuff.
Yes.
All right. So, let's see. So we have Stacy's musical love interest, I guess.
Coltrane.
Coltrane, yes.
Yes.
Is Coltrane anyone special?
What do you mean?
I mean, his voice actor, is he anyone special?
Corbin Bleu.
All right, so did we introduce Coltrane before, didn't we?
Yes.
Okay, that's okay. So here's the thing. When I saw him, I thought, is that the Corbin Bleu character? But I couldn't remember because I think we've only seen that character once.
But yep, that is him.
So that's it's the same guy. All right, so yeah, so Stacy, I guess, officially meets Coltrane.
Yep, and they seem to hit it off.
Yes, and Coltrane, I believe, gives Baljeet the advice, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's Baljeet's summer rocks instructor.
Apparently, he neglected this. He really should have said at the top, like, there are no grades. So ultimately, I think that might be Coltrane's failing more than his Baljeet's,
Well, maybe it was in the fine print and Baljeet didn't read it. Or maybe he just didn't understand. Like he could have explained it while Baljeet was freaking out. Like, this is a music class?
Yeah, with no grades. Oh, it's a music class. Baljeet, don't run, Baljeet. Come back.
Yep.
Anyway, so I don't know. It does feel a little bit like I know we kind of needed to motivate him to rebel and just get angry at the music and stuff. I don't know. It just feels like we really need to make that happen somehow.
And I just, if we're going to go to the song real quick, I just think, you gotta admit, it is kind of funny that, as they point out, it's like a song of like rock and roll, rebellion, like standing up to the establishment, standing for what you believe and things like that. But here they actually wrote a song about for the establishment and needing the man keeping him down.
Yep. It's funny. I was listening to that song, and the one thing that was going through my head every time I hear like rock and roll, usually the heavy metal rock and roll kind of stuff. I'm always thinking of that scene from the first Iron Man movie, where it has like one of the worst rock songs I've ever heard in it, with Tony Stark in his in his garage when he's working. Pepper Potts shows up to run through his day with him. This is before he leaves from the trip.
Yep.
And
what song was that?
Well, I don't know what the song's name is, but I remember very vividly. It's basically just the guy whining about his problems, like life is hard. Like the music's it's not really in sync with any music. These aren't lyrics. It's just the guy complaining about his day set to rock and roll music.
Here, I mean, it's a banger. This song's a banger, though. I gotta admit.
I mean, as I'm saying, by comparison, I'm just saying that initially I was worried, is it going to be like just Baljeet talking about obviously like that song from Iron Man? But thank goodness it was not.
I mean, like this. I mean, this show can. I mean, both of these episodes have banger songs, so
Yeah.
it's like we have a couple more comments from Kogia. Like Baljeet has the excuse of being a kid. Carl, on the other hand, is just a pest for Monogram.
Yeah, Carl.
Dang it, Carl.
Dang it, Carl.
Cauldron's a nice guy and all, but Stacy can do better, and I'm not saying that because I was smitten with Stacy when I was a teenager.
We're all Code Geass. It's okay. We're all
We've
love
all
Kelly Who.
we've all been there with a lot of people have been there with fictional characters. So like Jeremy's not the most complex character. At least he's funny. Sometimes Coltrane's the typical personality-free guy that just exists to be a love interest. Which is probably why they don't use him that much in the future.
He's Jeremy with a guitar, let's be honest.
I mean, Jeremy already has a guitar.
Well, then he's just Diet Coke Jeremy.
Oh, there you go. But like I said, that is probably one reason why they didn't bring Coltrane back that much.
Just in the writer's room and say, okay, so we need someone with music, so we're going to bring in Coltrane. Wait a minute, doesn't Jeremy have a guitar? Oh, yeah, he does.
I mean, usually when you see him again, he's with Jeremy, and he doesn't really say much.
Just Corbin Blues, like he's calling. So guys, you recording the next episode, and the Dan Swampy going yeah, Corbin, but we don't really need Coltrane in this episode. But he is going to come back, right? Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be in the scenes. So I'll be coming in like 9 months. We'll let you know. We'll let you know. Just hang tight and stand by the phone, or don't. We'll mail you.
Wow.
You'll email me? No, we'll send you a letter. Okay. Bye. He says bye. Oh yeah, the guy's never gonna stop calling us.
Anyway, so moving on.
Well, let's see. So Perry, he outsmarts Doof and Schmertz. He chases him around and basically throws the heart monitor out of sync until it fires him out the ceiling.
he escapes by like squirting some milk out of a bottle into his diaper, prompting the nanny bot to change him.
Thank goodness that's how he escaped.
Yes. And then he chased Doofenshmirtz to get his heart rate up. Which overloaded the Baljeatles.
Yeah.
Which is so of course we have everybody dancing to the song, and then Doofenshmirtz flying over. It's like, curse you, Perry. Wait, is that the Baljeatles?
I didn't care for that joke.
Oh, okay.
I didn't care for it just because we already had it with what was it? Love Handle.
And it's a callback to that joke.
I know it's a callback to Love Handle. What I'm saying is I don't think that works because of he has no idea who the Baljeatles are. He's had nothing to do with this episode at all. Baljeatles isn't a known entity. It's not the Aglets was amazing. The Aglets you're able to have the correlation with the Aglets. This is no Aglet, my friend.
And I think it's just a joke. I think it's just meant to be a joke.
No, I know it's just meant to be. It's not the end of the world. I'm just saying it just feels like we just pulled from a better episode on that one. It just feels like, come on, guys.
I don't know. We
just wanted Doofenshmirtz to say something funny when he's flying over the lower action. We just wanted to call back to that. We was remember that really great musical episode that we had.
I mean, yeah, it was a really great musical episode.
That's what I'm saying. It feels like let's kind of get some shades of the even better musical episode compared to the okay musical episode.
Yeah. I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I personally find that shit funny.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, anything Doofenshmirtz can Doofenshmirtz can do no wrong in this show. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you haven't. There's only a couple of times you didn't really like what was happened with Doofenshmirtz.
I think it's probably one time. I'm struggling to think what the episode was, but it was one plot that just didn't work, and it was because we put him so in the background, really.
Yeah, even in episodes that otherwise you didn't care for, you enjoyed the Doofenshmirtz stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, and of course, what about the guy Baljeet slamming the guitar but putting it carefully into his suitcase?
That was good. That was a good joke. All right, let's talk about the real episode we're here for, folks. Okay.
Yeah, and of course, before we get to that, if it means anything, I gave you an A+ in rock. No, that means almost nothing.
Okay, it's not bad either. It's a solid ending.
Yep, Baljeet's basically like, nah. Like, and of course, the episode dragon that I know you're excited to talk about, Vanessasary Roughness. Basically, so dragon, but I'm not even gonna bother with an intro on this one. Fire away.
Yeah, I love this one. It's all Vanessa, and it's the kind of a cavalcade of comedy premise where everyone's like going after like the very Pink Panther-esque. We're all going after the same thing, kind of crossing over in comedic fashion.
If you think about it, both these episodes kind of break the formula a little bit.
Yeah, in a rather refreshing way, I must say.
Yeah, like, but good. Explain your thoughts, more of your thoughts if you have them, and then I'll give in mine.
Of course, I do love one that we have, Vanessa,
Vanessa.
in a big role here. We're shaking up formula. We're kind of putting a little spotlight on Vanessa and Ferb, and that's the thing. We're kind of like, I don't know. It just feels like kind of like a throwback to kind of the old, like some of the old comedy premises. I know there's better examples in the Pink Panther. I'm struggling to think about. We have like the valuable item everyone's going after.
I mean, that's a classic comedy premise, anyway.
Yeah, kind of like MacGuffin's not necessarily the right term because it's not really like a big journey sort of thing. But
I mean, MacGuffin is just basically just a plot device that.
I know MacGuffin's a plot device, but it's just you know what I mean. Like it's kind of like what the circumstances where everyone's in kind of comedic fashion, they're tripping over each other to go after the one that keeps changing hands, like a hot potato sort of thing,
Yeah, I can't think of any specific examples either. But funny thing is, there's an episode that later references specifically the word MacGuffin. And funnily enough, that's another Vanessa episode.
Yeah.
The episode's actually called "Finding Mary MacGuffin."
Nice.
No, it's about an old doll.
Okay.
It's not next week. I don't actually know how far into the season it is. This season, I just don't remember how much further into it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I do enjoy this episode, as I mentioned. Like both episodes, like kind of break the formula. Like especially like this one kind of more so because the boys don't really do anything. I mean, Phineas spends the whole episode in a massage chair, basically. I mean, it's basically gives like Ferb really a time to shine.
Yeah.
So, and all the other characters are just trying to get this one random thing, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, so the boys, and basically the episode begins with Doofenshmirtz and Vanessa on a scooter.
I love that. That's what I'm saying. I already love that we're starting the episode with Doofenshmirtz and Vanessa versus the Flynn family necessarily.
Yep. And she's like complaining that she wants a car, so she doesn't have to ride on the back of Doofenshmirtz's scooter.
I love that image though of her on the back of the scooter.
Yeah, it's great.
And then we have a really great. Now I love when we have these great dad moments with Doofenshmirtz here, where Doofenshmirtz, this easy guy on a motorcycle is trying to pick her up. It's like, hey, you want to go on a real bike? And he says she's 16, and like zaps him, and he ends up in that dimension, the Away-inator that brings you. Basically, Doofenshmirtz has kind of repurposed the Away-inator to put on his safety helmet, and basically can zap away people he doesn't like in traffic, which is a brilliant idea.
It was basically the episode I believe came from was like when he built the monster truck Away-inator, but but it seems like he repurposed it just for general vehicles.
Yeah. So it's like driving is fun again.
It's like Code Geass is like, this is a rare opportunity for Ferb to actually be front and center.
Mm-hmm.
It's always nice to have Ferb be front and center. Like Ferb's always there, but he's like very rarely the focal point of an episode.
Yeah. So Ferb, he's head over heels for Vanessa. He sees her in traffic and he's like, oh boy, there she is again. There's the girl.
It's like he remember because like in Ice Cream Ustream, he saw Ice Cream Ustream. He just saw her and he instantly fell head over heels for her.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees her, and it's still there. And it's still there. It wasn't a one-time thing.
I mean, how can you not? I mean, she dresses like Talia. Ooh, that's amazing.
Hey, that's one reason probably why you love her so much.
I think maybe deep down, probably. I don't know. I think there's more than just the look. But I don't know. There's something the attitude. I don't know. It's something kind of fun there.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, Dragon. I'm just saying. Yep. I'm just saying. Maybe that is it. Maybe it's like a deep psychological thing. Or maybe it's just you really like the way she is. Who knows?
Yeah. So,
Vanessa Al Ghul.
don't tempt me.
Man, we need fan art. Someone make fan art now. For all I know, probably somebody already has.
Again, now we're gonna get a bunch of sickos kind of stuff.
We would display the fan art only if it's SFW.
I would hope so.
Yep. So the Flint Fletchers and Stacy are on their way to the super duper mega superstore. Basically, Linda's going there to get a whole bunch of food for potato salad.
Not just basically, she's going the full Kim Wexler from that one season of Better Call Saul. She's going for all the potato salad.
Yeah, like 80 pounds of potatoes and 20 for to make a lot of potato salad for the Bridge Club.
God.
It's like how big? Either it's a very big Bridge Club or they need a lot of potato salad.
More like a Bridge Builders Club.
Seems that way.
All right, so Candace.
Candace. She's looking for something to repay, like for an anniversary of the time they went to Slushy Burger, and he got mustard all over her.
Yeah,
which is cute. So
may or may not be an inaccuracy, by the way, because Candace got all that mustard on her. If they're referring to that particular thing, I think it's just literally what she's saying. I think it's probably another encounter we did not see in which he spilled mustard on her.
That's most likely it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what she's up to. Because they don't really have a card for that sort of thing, or so we think.
And they finally arrived in the super duper mega superstore, and it's just, I would love to visit a mall like that. That thing's huge.
I think it's patterned after it's to some degree. I think every time you think of the giant mall, usually the top example that comes to mind is Mall of America.
Yeah, I mean that basically is what it is.
Now, Jake, do you remember what movie we saw Mall of America in?
And it's blanking on me.
Jingle All the Way.
I've never actually seen Jingle All the Way.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
I mean, I know Arnold's in it.
Yep.
And I know you guys covered it on Seasonal Shenanigans, right? Or was it Christmas in July?
No, it's Shenanigans.
All right.
It's a movie.
Oh yeah, because you do movies for Seasonal Shenanigans.
Exactly.
And TV specials for Christmas in July.
Well, more like just TV episodes for Christmas in July, but roughly, yeah, same deal.
I mean, heck, we covered an episode of this on Christmas in July.
Exactly what I'm saying. Yes, exactly.
It's like Vanessa is somewhat similar to Talia in the sense that they're both mysterious daughters of supervillains. However, Vanessa isn't necessarily evil, unlike Talia.
Well, neither is Talia, depending on which version you're talking about. Animated series Talia isn't evil.
She's definitely more morally gray than Batman is.
Yeah, but I mean, you can see she ultimately went against her father at every turn in Batman the animated series.
Now I know David Warder played Roz or Raish.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Ra's al Ghul.
So who played Talia? I forget who played Talia.
Well, there was two actresses. So the original Talia is actually Helen Slater, Supergirl, but from the live action Supergirl movie.
Ooh.
And she was always my favorite. She was great. She was the original Talia throughout, pretty much throughout the animated series. But when they brought Talia back in, I want to say they kept her for these two episodes in the Superman animated series. They had not Nighttime. They had Demon Reborn, which brought back Raish and Talia, and I believe Olivia Hussey did her there, and they kept her for the Batman Beyond episode out of the past. I believe those are the two Talia actresses, if memory serves.
Have I ever told you about Talia? Oh no! Like he says, like have I ever told you about?
Yeah, he says about Selena Kyle.
Yeah, I messed it up. But I got it right at the end.
Well,
I mean, I was about to correct it before you stepped in.
Let me tell you about a woman named
Selena Kyle. Like, oh yeah. Well,
yep.
You can definitely say Batman has a certain taste in women.
That he does. And it's a real fun fact. Brief tangent. Brief tangent. The comic continuation of the new Batman Adventures that's out right now. That's called Batman: The Adventures Continue.
And it's specifically based on the animated series version of Batman.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Paul Dini and Alan Burnett. They wrote all these, and for the most part, they had like the original tie-in comic guy who'd worked on. See, back when they did the animated series, you had these tie-in comics that I mean, honestly, were of such a good quality. You could actually say they happened like in the cuts of Batman the animated series, like little side adventures, and nothing really conflicted with the show all that much. Just little extra stuff.
And of
And
course, there's some that got adapted into the animated series.
exactly, and that's where we get stuff like Mad Love, for example. So, and Holiday Nights. Those are the two big examples. So all that's tied into that. So they said that was the same principle. Okay, we want to do more Batman the animated series. Unfortunately, we can't do an animation, so we're doing a comic. And they've been doing it in seasons. Like they're on season 3 of the adventure. That's what they're kind of calling the sectioned arcs of like 10 to like essentially 10 or so issues per run. So this most recent one, they brought season 3 in the comic to a close, and the big story, the big 3-part story they had, was a really awesome Ra's al Ghul story.
Nice.
And in that story, you have a little interaction between Catwoman and Talia al Ghul, and they're kind of getting catty over the bet. They're like Catwoman's a little jealous, like, what is she calling you beloved for? It's like she's good old. I love me some Dini, you mad genius, you.
I mean, I guess it depends on which version of Catwoman it is versus which version of Talia it is that I prefer to have them with Batman.
Of course.
Although honestly, I think I usually edge towards Catwoman.
Yeah,
your money's on Talia.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, I mean, Talia is like the Romeo and Juliet thing, where it's like it's never meant to be, but I want Talia. I want him to end up with Talia, but I know it's never gonna happen.
He probably won't ever end up with really a Catwoman either. I mean, he almost did.
Yeah. Well, Catwoman's a whole. Let's not get into this Tom King stuff. Let's not dwell on all that.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying that, and that's a whole other podcast, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. At the very least, Talia is technically is a bad idea for him, but you want it to happen. Plus, like they have a kid together and everything. It's like you kind of want it to happen.
Damien.
Yeah, I love Derek Friedolf's and Dustin Nguyen's little. It's called Little Gotham. It's these adorable kind of almost chibi-esque versions of the Batman universe, the Bat family, and there. Initially, it came out. Each issue was set during a holiday, so they had Father's Day. And my favorite issue of that entire series is Father's Day and his Mother's Day. And Father's Day is Talia and Ra's going to dinner with Commissioner Gordon and Barbara Gordon.
Oh no!
So it's like the one interaction that we have never had in the entirety of Batman. We have Commissioner Gordon, Ra's al Ghul at a dinner table together.
Oh boy!
I was geeking out. And then on the flip side, you had like Mother's Day, which is basically Damien and Bruce, Damien and then Talia can have a little bit of a found family reunion. It's kind of cute. Anyway, point being, check out Little Gotham, kids. It's wonderful. All right. So getting back on,
Dig All the Way is a Christmas classic. Batman loves female supervillains.
We all do.
Yep. Mandate for the win, JK.
Funny, very funny.
And Richard's Victims says Catwoman, if she's just a thief versus a love interest, Catwoman, if she's actually a killer, is weird.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, as you were saying.
Okay, getting back to the episode. So the point being, Doofenshmirtz says he won't get her car until
he basically proves that she's mature enough to handle it, basically.
She can handle things on her own. Well, how can I handle things on my own if I'm on your scooter all the time? Like the conundrum.
It's like, what can I do to convince you? He's like, I'd be telling you the easy way, and you know what they say about taking the easy way?
What do they say? If I told you, that'd be the easy way.
And you know what they say about that? Code Geass is like, he's a fan of your Batman tangents.
Yeah.
It always is kind of funny how we find so many to work Batman into this.
Yeah, it's rather easy.
And or Freakazoid.
Yep. All right, let's see.
It's kind of uncanny how many parallels they are in some cases. So basically, like Verbs and Phineas and Ferb are impressed by the super. So it's like, you can whistle that again. I I swear he can whistle. It just doesn't. It just comes and goes.
Jacob, it's like weird whistle aphasia, right? It's just kind of this bad. You're in a whistle slump right now.
There we go. That's the best I can do right now.
I know that's the thing. It's like it's not like sound quality, but it's something. It'll do. It'll better than what I can do. I'll take it.
All right, so
I can just do a whistling sound. I can just do a whistling sound effect, like. All right. Always me and Wixel and Dixie, folks. Let's just say that much and move on. Okay.
And so after they arrive, Perry's dropped off at the pet area, which is apparently for dogs, so it's called the Park Your Pooch area.
Yep.
But apparently they allow platypuses or platypi or platypi.
You know what it means.
Yes. It's like, and of course it's like one of the on a bone. Like you have Major Monogram giving Perry his message.
I'm trying to use the bone, Carl.
Carl, I'm trying to use the bone. It's a lame pun, but it's just so unfunny that it circles around to being funny.
Because the boys are walking around the mall, Perry has to dress trendy to blend in.
Yep, and he grabs a couple of random clothes, and he ends up a tucked white shirt, some bright pants, star sunglasses.
Basically, it's Perry as a hipster, essentially.
And you look fabulous.
Somebody looks fabulous.
Somebody looks fabulous.
See, I was going Grinch with that.
That was the Grinch. Fabulous.
There you go.
I don't know. I always make it high pitched when I do that for some reason.
It's almost like that parody in F is for Family where we have Bruce again.
I've never actually seen that.
I like the majority of F is for Family. I admit, when I rewatch it, though, I am skipping past the creepy Southern children. But anyway,
okay.
They're basically just kind of like neighbors in the neighborhood I just don't like. They really disturb me. I don't like those kids. So
anyway, you look fabulous. And I love it. It's nice to see someone being supportive of someone else's fashion.
Yeah.
So do you think Perry looks fabulous?
It's not really. I don't know. I think it looks okay, but
for a platypus, he looks.
Well, of course. I mean, yeah, he's the best looking platypus I've seen.
Yep.
They are not the best part of that show. Come on. Richard Victims push my. Yeah, I don't even think Richard. Have you even seen that show, Richard's Victims? Give me the honest answer.
Well, while we wait on Richard's Victims' answer, we'll continue with what we were talking about.
Yes, please. Yes.
It's so basically, Doofenshmirtz explains to Vanessa one of the things he needs is the Potassium Infinionite.
Yes, let's talk about the Potassium Infinionite.
That's the old school behind the scenes that you would just Ian, well, we have the answer. He hasn't seen it.
I knew it. Victims, I knew
it. Richard, go in the corner and think about what you've done.
Put on the hat. Put on the trendy hat.
But I love Bill Burr, so it's weird I never watched it.
Yeah, seriously, Bill Burr is so on point and great in that show. That's why I love rewatching it for him. I mean, it's so ridiculously on point.
Isn't it partially didn't he write a lot of the show too?
What's that? I mean, he's involved in that show. I don't know. I assume he's in the writers' room on it because I mean, it's pretty much his life and his stand up kind of adapted into a lot of that show. But it's a show. It's not just purely his life. So, but I don't know. It feels like everything that Frank Murphy says is absolutely Bill Burr, and then it feels like the overall season plot points are Bill Burr as well. That's what it feels like.
Is it still going, or did it end a while?
No, it has an ending, so it is done. You could binge the entire series on Netflix, and this Friday, Bill Burr has a movie coming out called Old Dads, which again is kind of probably the same principle. It's something kind of based a little bit on a stand-up with him embracing fatherhood and stuff. So it's a little on the similar side. There's probably going to be some kernels of F is for Family in there, but since F is for Family is his upbringing in the 70s and everything, so.
All right, but as I was saying, this old timey or those old science documentaries that you see.
Yeah, very Mr. DNA-esque, as you said.
And like, I think that's I believe that's Corey Burton doing that, either that or Jeff Bennett. I think it's Corey Burton.
We gotta throw Corey Burton some bones, man. He's all heartbroken over Once Upon a Studio recently. We gotta give him some work.
Yep, and yep, that I believe that is actually Corey Burton in doing that. But I love like
Corey Burton doesn't work enough. He's gonna starve to death. Tim and Sandro, they're never gonna work again. I just feel so sorry for them. they look like a Walter Keane painting. I know it's Keane's wife, but still, they look like the Big Eyes painting. It's just like, we'll voice act for money.
Like I love like the kind of like the little jab, like when it's like it was discovered by like an explorer 50 years ago, and while it's being surrounded by a bunch of people worshipping it.
Yep.
So like I like that little. It's kind of like a little jab.
So here's something.
Yeah.
Just the fact that Potassium Infinite, they have no idea what it does, and it's on sale at this mall, and it feels like there's no reason to foil Doofenshmirtz here at all. He's making a legit purchase, and you don't even know it's going to do something bad or going to fuel an evil plot. He just wants it. He figures I should have that.
You haven't they're just being petty at this point.
Exactly. I just think, you know what? I think Alka's like they're trying to. It's like a cop like writing traffic tickets at a certain point. They're trying to fill a quota. Like, well, we have to foil Doofenshmirtz. Well, what's he doing? Like, shopping? Well, what's he shopping for? Stuff? Is it evil stuff? Probably. I mean, it's glowing. Well, yeah, but so do lamps. Well, just go. We have tax write-offs.
Speaking of lanterns, but we'll get to that in a bit. But like, so it's like while Doofenshmirtz is showing Vanessa what the Potassium Infinite is, somebody takes it, but then she like proves it. They tries to like, and I just love the whole she's trying to like show like retrieving it to show that she's responsible, which I think is a pretty good impetus for her.
I also really like she's questioning, like, where did this projector come from?
Where'd you get this projector?
Then they turn around, it's gone. Then they basically I'm at the pride from someone's hands. It's like, no, I'll do it for you, Dad. Let me get it and prove that I can do this, and you can give me the car.
It's like, I don't know. It's like, I'm not hearing a no. I'm not saying a yes.
And he gives her, and he's a good man. He gives her like the little tracker for the Potassium Infinite.
Like, I just love. I mean, Doofenshmirtz proves to be a good dad. Like, he may be an evil dad, but he's not a bad dad.
Yeah.
It's like, and I just love the whole comeback. It's like, I'm not saying a yes, which is a very good parent comeback line. Like, but yeah, it's like, so it turns out the Potassium Infinite was taken by Baljeet and Buford, who's Buford acting as Baljeet's angry wall of meat.
Yep, the meat wall. He's the wall of meat.
And Buford seems cool with it.
Absolutely.
It's like angry wall of meat, huh? Yeah, I can do that.
It's a term of honor.
Yep. It's like, I mean, you gotta deal with the hand. Work with the hands you're dealt, right, Dragon?
Yep.
And he clearly doesn't mind being the angry wall of meat.
He's Gandalfinian training.
Oh God!
All right. So let's see. So Candace and Stacy, they're looking for some camping supplies for Jeremy, and they think, okay, let's give him a lantern. And the Potassium falls. Buford is very callous. He just drops it, by the way.
Yeah, he's like, Buford's hungry, and he just accidentally like knocks it over the railing. I got to rethink my angry wall of meat.
Anyway, so literally lands in Candace's hands. It's like, the perfect gift for Jeremy's in-quote anniversary.
It's a very strange looking lantern anyway.
Yes, so Vanessa, she goes after it. She goes after it for the car. And Phineas is loving this massage chair. He's going gaga for it. It's going to distract him the whole episode.
Like, Ferb, I think I know what I want to do every day. Oh, it's like Phineas just spends the entire episode in this chair.
If Candace were smart, she would invest in getting the boys these massage chairs, and then she'd never have to worry about busting them again.
Yeah, Phineas would totally be like, or they'd probably soup it up and make a better version for themselves.
I guess. All right,
yeah, go on.
Furby.
Ferb doesn't have the same distraction. He sees when like his Vanessa senses go off basically, and he sees Buford and Baljeet like careening in a cart about to hit her with the Pizzazzium Infinite on the ground.
Yep. So he saves her from the collision, but the locator breaks, and she's talking to the boy, Tiki. Sorry,
Wait.
I know. Yeah, sorry, I'm metal. Yeah, my apologies.
It's fine. I've been called worse.
Yeah, she's going after the boy, Jacob.
Yep.
She's talking to the boy.
Is that a reference to something, Dragon?
Yeah, it was kind of a stock reference.
I kind of figured because I've kind of figured when you accidentally called me Tiki.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's kind of like a stock line, just it's
That-
kind of a running gag.
that is kind of like hardwired into your brain.
Yeah, that's what happened there. Yeah.
But I mean, it's fine. Like, it's fine. But like, so Ferb saves her, but it ruins the tracker. It's like, and like she's thankful for the save, but not so much that the tracker's destroyed. So go on. So
Essentially, what's going on here is she's, like she really wants to do this on her own, but she really does need the help, and Ferb's helping her out despite this. So he's building a bridge. A bond is being forged with a girl who could be a Bond girl. She is the daughter of the evil scientist.
Has there actually been a James Bond movie where one of the Bond girls is the evil villain's daughter?
Well, it's interesting because there's been Bond girls who have had like lackeys to the big villain as their fathers. I don't know if it's like been the big villain themselves though, which would be interesting. So I don't technically think so, but I'm not a Bond aficionado. So
I mean, there's been like over 20, like nearly 30 Bond movies, so I'm sure there might be one in there somewhere.
Yeah, you'd think, but I gotta be honest, I don't think so.
I mean, I think there's been occasions where like one of them actually has been like one of the Bond girls actually was the main villain.
I don't think that's happened,
or at least or like took over as the main villain or something like that. I think it was I could have sworn it was like in one of the Pierce Brosnan movies.
Well, I'll tell you what. If that did happen, it sounds like it would have been in one of those movies. If it did happen.
I mean, technically, Rosa Klebb from Russia with Love is considered a Bond girl in a way, but like but she is technically like one of the villains from Spectre. So I don't know if that technically counts.
All right, anyway.
But anyway, so thus begins Vanessa's attempt to regain the Pizzazzium.
So we have a montage, and we have a really great song playing.
I'm me.
Yeah, my favorite. This was also another contender for images. I love the I love the image. It's a little suggestive, which I really like how kind of edgy it is. Where she's doing kind of the full go girl dance while she's doing this. And Ferb, while he's playing the guitar, you can see he's side eyeing her. He's enjoying the show.
It's like I don't know if that was intentional. I mean, considering the two who made the show, it probably is intentional.
I was just saying, like, regardless, just the fact that look, it could just be because of like the way Ferb's eyes are shaped, but I don't know. It looks a lot like he's looking over there, but just given the height differential, it looks a lot like he's he's a young man. She's a tall, attractive girl.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly. We don't do it in the reverse shot. We kind of switch positions, but I'm just saying that in that angle though, it's looking like he's definitely head over heels for the girl.
Yeah, I mean, we already know that without the way he looks at her. I mean, heck, remember at the beginning he saw her in the car, saw her on the scooter, and like it was like he saw her like with a flower and hearts background, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's like that's what he sees when he sees her, so he's in love.
All right, let's see. So we have some nice bits here, like Ferb's catching Vanessa in a romantic way, and
shielding, like holding an umbrella.
Yep.
And then it's like all the other practical stuff that he's doing, like she does the splits to get into a tight spot, and then she can't reach the Pizzazzium, but he just reaches out and grabs it with his tape measure.
Yep. Now we have like the ball pit gag where Linda strolls on by. Says, "Ferb, aren't you a little old to be playing in the ball pit?"
Yes, I am.
Okay. Just walks on. Then we have the big moment here where Vanessa has learned Ferb's name.
Your name is Ferb. Like, yes, the short for it is. And then he finds
In the future, do we ever find out what Ferb's short for?
yes.
Okay. Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
There we go. Okay, so
It's just like
they interrupted.
It's like he's like Ferb's like sucking up the balls in the ball pit with some kind of vacuum or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
While Vanessa can look for it without being seen.
Anyway, so they find it, and he hands her the potassium infinite, and she says, "Thanks, Ferb."
Yep, it's nice.
Yes, it is. So, yeah, so she's she's got it, but then Doofenshmirtz, he pushes the try me button on the lawnmower.
On the push button lawnmower, like which is kind of probably a safety hazard, and usually
why on earth would they have a try me button on the lawnmower of all? It's not a toy, literally. It's like,
the funny thing, the thing is, I work in a hardware store, and I don't think those kind of push button lawnmowers exist. If they did, I'm fairly certain they wouldn't. They'd probably be tethered down.
I would hope.
But just the look on Doofenshmirtz's face when it takes off, he's like.
Now, it's such a universal, honest look, because we've all been there and we've like turned something on or hit a button that we can't turn off, and we're just like walking away, like, okay.
He just like he like purses his lips and just like looks off to the side, just like just walks away.
Oh yeah.
He's like I didn't do that. And it actually also ends up almost killing Vanessa.
Yeah, so we should talk about that.
Like, yep, so, Dragon, you know what time it is, right?
Yes, I do. It's Gritty Reboot time!
That's right, folks, we have sound effects.
Yes. So, picture, if you will, a darker interpretation of this scene.
Which we will go over the full scene momentarily.
But essentially, the lawnmower is going crazy on the escalator. It's pretty much a horror movie. Vanessa is caught. She's like she has like a rope tied around her, like yarn around her. It's being fed into the blades of the encroaching machine, and Ferb is showing up, and he's trying to stop it, and Doofenshmirtz is kind of wandering by, like, oh look, it's Vanessa, that lawnmower turned on. Vanessa, that lawnmower turned on. Ferb's like his hands are a little sweaty from the girl, and he drops it, and
oh boy,
we just see the horror on Doofenshmirtz's face.
Oh no!
And you hear like, and then it's like the bloody lawnmowers comes to the end of the escalator, like by his feet, and it turns off finally.
Oh no!
And he said, "Oh no, I should have got her a car. Why did I give her a scavenger on desk? Oh God." God, Father, Charlene's gonna be so mad at me. Oh God. Oh, what have I done? Oh, I gotta change my name. I gotta get a mustache. I gotta get out of here.
Get out of town, grow a beard, shave it off, and live happily ever after.
Exactly. So Doofenshmirtz is horribly traumatized and on the run. But then on his way out, he bumps into that trendy platypus, and he realizes, wait a minute, that Barry the platypus, was this you? And he's like shrugging, like, I mean, kinda not. I mean, they sent me. You took everything from me.
You have done that yourself.
Yep, and he says, like, I'm going to get you, Barry the platypus. And it's just one day he's actually plotting revenge. So now, before he's going to skip town and everything, he's going to ensure that he's actually going to wipe the floor with this platypus.
And I'm not going to clone you this time either.
I won't clone you, and just to prove it, he hits the self-destruct button on the cloning machine. I mean business, Barry the platypus.
Oh no.
I'm going to mount you on my wall, Barry the platypus.
Oh, that's disturbing.
Yep. Well, he took his daughter away from him. At least he knocked over the domino.
Yes, I suppose.
Yep, and then Doof, of course, he'll just be alone at home saying, I pushed the button. Oh, why did I push the button? It's not the platypus. I gotta kill the platypus because I told him I would, but still, I hit the button. Why did I push the button?
Why? Why didn't you write your essay? There's still time! I don't know why that came to my mind.
Good.
That's another thing we always manage to bring up in this show.
There's just a correlation on that one.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, anyways, this is the idea. Doofenshmirtz is in a depressive funk right now for accidentally killing his daughter, all because he had to push a button on a lawnmower that was not tethered down. Then Doofenshmirtz gets the idea. I'm going to sue the mega. I'm going to sue them all.
If anything, he'd sue the maker of the lawnmower.
Yeah, most likely.
It's like, what kind? Like, who has a push-start lawnmower anyway?
As someone who builds a lot of devices, this should have been the first thought to come to mind. Like, we should tie this thing down. This is a bad idea. Like, why do we even have a try me button? You know, it's just you're begging for someone to push the try me button.
It's like you're always tempted to push the button.
Yep, and there'll be a whole court case, like a legal drama will draw up for about 2 episodes, and then the third episode's gonna be that we're gonna solve it at the top of them, and then Perry's gonna burst in, it'll be a whole thing.
Yeah, Perry Mason.
Oh, and then Code Geass. Yes. No, I'm having the whole Perry Mason thing, but yes. But anyway, yes, so we should that comment. Yes, bring up that comment. Yes, I agree with that. Biker from the opening would be a predator, and he'd arguably already is one in the episode. You're right, he is. But here's how we make it gritty without doing anything really. Okay, we zap him, but we don't show the alien from like the other dimension. We don't show the other dimension cut. We just say like it's like Dad, like out of sight, out of mind.
Like, remember, she didn't even seem to care that the biker was sent away either.
Well, either way, just we don't have to have the line where it's the away-inator. He just doesn't say that it's the away-inator. He just zapped him and killed him right in front of us. But he killed a predator though, so Doofenshmirtz anti-hero. Yeah.
All right, back to the episode.
So they're on the escalator. Lawnmower is coming down. They're tied. She is tied up in yarn. Ferb swoops in and saves the day. Gromit from Wallace and Gromit style.
Like with his Swiss Army knife.
Which is animated exactly like Gromit would. You know it is.
It's like, I wonder, like, you know what that means, Dragon?
What?
It's time for my Gromit impression.
Okay, folks, I'm going to brace you for this. Jacob does the best Gromit impression you have ever heard in your life. I mean, so good. They should hire him. They should hire him for the movie they're working on right now. Okay, they need to get Jacob to voice Gromit. It's amazing. I mean, folks, you won't believe it. I should be charging admission for this, but we're nice, so we're not going to do that. So, folks, I want you to just we're going to take a minute here. Jacob, are you ready? Do you need like a little warm up? Are you good? Are you ready to dazzle the folks?
I'm ready, Dragon.
Okay, folks, I'm going to count them on. I'm going to count them down here. And when he does it, he's going to do the impression, and we're all going to listen and we're all going to clap for him. Okay.
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God! Yes. Brilliant!
Thank you.
Oh my God, wasn't that amazing, folks? He sounded just like him. I move over Ralph Garman, move over all the voice actors in Hollywood. I mean, James Arnold Taylor, James Arnold who? I mean, look at this guy here. Okay, that's how you do a Gromit impression. It's astonishing. I can't do that impression. Wow.
Years of training, Dragon.
I mean, I'll never know how you pulled that one off, Jay. I'll never know in a million years how you just like you tapped into the lightning in a bottle. That was the original Gromit.
Well, again, it took many years of practice and listening to all the Gromit performances throughout the years, and just to cement my take on Gromit. So
I know you folks can't see, but the mouth movement's exactly the same. It's just right exactly as it looks in the movie.
Yeah. Are
It's
they
like
actually
plasticine in live action. Like you'd have to see it to believe it.
are they actually making a new Wallace and Gromit movie?
I heard they were, but even it's everything's been going on. But it's the animation though, so it shouldn't be affected by anything. So it should still be in the works.
I mean, I know they're doing another Chicken Run.
That's the thing. So after Chicken Run, they're supposed to be doing Wallace and Gromit. I guess it would be on Netflix. Logically, he's given us where Aardman's been dumping all their stuff, but I don't know.
Huh, I didn't hear that. Now that's something else to look forward to, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyways, like
Anyways, yeah. So yeah, Phineas is Ferb is pulling a grommet here when he's
I love it.
using the Swiss Army knife.
And I love how like he pulls out all that big stuff, and then like the very last thing he pulls out is like this very little spare of scissors.
So he cuts her free, but the thing's coming down, and he ends up getting this giant from the display of the Swiss Army knife.
And like he takes like the giant flathead side of the screwdriver, and as it comes down, like it dismantles it right in front of him.
It's a cool moment. If she's, I mean, I think she's really wowed by Ferb here. What do you think?
Yeah, I think she's impressed. I think she's impressed with it. Like, well, Ferb, you surely know how to show a girl a good time.
Now you know what that's from, don't you?
Vaguely, but tell the audience.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, kids. That's what Marion says to Indy when they can have the big bar scene.
And I mean, I know that's like almost like a standard phrase, but
I mean it is. But I mean, just given it was after like a really exciting action beat, and you know they're coining the other Lucasfilm property like crazy. I mean, why not?
I mean, they're probably. But I mean, I'm even checking like the allusions list on the wiki, and even that references the fact that it's from Raiders of the Lost Ark. So I'm prone to agree with you on that.
Yeah. Plus, that's a relationship with an age difference. Why not?
Yep. Although it's in reverse this time too.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, there's actually an episode later on that parodies Indiana Jones.
Really?
Yeah, it's like it was made. Funnily enough, it was made before Disney bought Lucasfilm. But
yeah.
But it was like a parody of it. But Vanessa is not in it.
What?
Doofenshmirtz is though, and so is Norm. And so is Norm actually.
Who's our Indy?
Technically, both Phineas and Ferb. But it's an episode that like takes place in like in the early 1900s.
Okay.
And features like technically they're not the same people, but it's Ohio Flynn and Rhode Island Fletcher.
That's definitely Indy.
Yep. And like I said, now that Disney's bought Lucasfilm and has actually done a parody of Star Wars, like a little crossover of Star Wars, they could, if the revival, they could actually do a crossover with the real Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt they'd get Harrison Ford, but they did get a sound-alike for Star Wars. So
yeah, they could get was it Craig Ferguson? No, not Craig. Keith Ferguson.
And I was like have you heard of the actor Ross Marquand?
No, I know Ross Marquand, yeah.
Yeah, they actually got him to do the voice of Han Solo in the Star Wars special.
No, I didn't know he did it. I didn't know he did Harrison Ford.
Yep. And so they could use him for this. Use him as Indy in that one if they so desired.
Okay.
But that's like not till the next season though.
All right.
But yep, so you know how to show a girl a good time. It's like, and of course, like he helps get the Pizzazium to Doofenshmirtz. and everything's seeming all nice and happy. Until Barry pulls the security gate and Doofenshmirtz gets arrested.
And again, you know what? Perry just again, like Doofenshmirtz did not do anything wrong in this episode. I really do feel the punishment was disproportionate here. Doofenshmirtz didn't do a darn thing wrong.
Well, I mean, it's maybe like he's like preventing him from using it in that case, I guess.
He doesn't even know what it's for.
Maybe it's for one of the innators.
That was for sale. He didn't steal anything. He had every legal right to build something evil. Plus, when he builds something evil, then it's almost like a Minority Report thing. Like, we can't foil these people before they've committed the crime. It's not sporting.
It's not Minority Report.
Well, I know it's not Minority Report, but I'm just saying Minority.
I'm just saying we shouldn't bust the crime before it begins.
Right.
I mean, that's the whole point of Minority Report.
Yeah, exactly.
Great movie, by the way.
True. Anywho,
Didn't that come out the same year as Catch Me If You Can, or was that like, or were those like separate?
I'm pretty sure it was separate, Jacob.
I mean, yeah, most likely is, but I know like Catch Me If You Can came out with the same kind of the same year as a different Spielberg movie. I just don't remember, or either that or it's Minority Report. They came out the same year as another Spielberg movie.
Honestly, I don't think Spielberg's really double release since Jurassic Park and Schindler's List. I don't think there's been like another case of that. Can you think of one?
I could swear he's done it. That happened sometime in the 2000s.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it was. Could have been War of the Worlds.
I mean, maybe it was. I don't know, but I could swear that either that or just like they were just like at least very close to each other.
I'm trying to.
I mean, because he did like Minority Report, Catch Me If You Can, The Terminal, like
That's the thing. So if memory serves, Catch Me If You Can was 2002, I think. Terminal was 2004. I know that.
Yeah, I know that's one of your favorites.
That's what I'm saying. But I also love Catch Me If You Can. Catch Me If You Can's either 2002 or 2003. I think it was 2.
Minority Report was 2.
Wait, are you sure it was 2 and not 01?
I mean, I'm looking at it right now. It's like Minority Report is a 2002 science fiction film.
Well, in that case, then you're right, Jacob. Minority Report and Catch Me If You Can possibly came out in the same year, unless Catch Me If You Can was 2003.
Catch Me If You Can was also 2002.
And there you go. That's okay. We solved the mystery.
Yeah, what do you know?
All right. Well, we looked it up, so I don't know if we really get brownie points on that one, but yeah.
But they're both. But yeah, I mean, talk about two sides of the same coin. Like one's like a dark action thriller, the other one's just more of a lighthearted drama.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, like so, yeah, I do see where you're coming from on this one. It's like Barry didn't have to be all petty like that and just pull the gate like that.
Yeah, I mean, everyone would have gotten what they wanted. Vanessa would have gotten the car, and Doof would have gotten his Pizzazzium, and then eventually Perry would stop foiling with some plot.
Yep. And speaking of people getting what they want, Candace actually did find a card. But well, Stacy found a card for her, saying, like, "Oh look, they do have an apology for Mustard."
Yep.
We haven't even talked about like what Stacy and Candace have been doing this entire episode.
No, we talked about it. We talked about the lamp, like the whole lantern thing.
It's like take that arrow on kids' heads. and like, did you notice that they were like actually selling like air machines there, like blimps almost at the mega store?
I did notice that. What was up with that?
I don't know. It's like apparently it has everything. I mean, like I said, I want to visit this kind of mall in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's huge. It's like, I mean, I would love to visit a place like that. But so of course, Doofenshmirtz gets arrested, and we have parting ways. Like Finn, and of course, in the whole chase, like Phineas is still in the shit, like Ferb, I can't feel my brain, and like my fingers look like snakes. He's definitely Linda's son, right, Dragon?
Oh yeah.
It's like he can't. He's like if he just turned his head slightly, he would see the chaos that was unfolding around him. And he's still shaking at the end too, until Ferb puts his finger on his nose. And of course, we have a pretty big moment at the end of the episode.
Yes, we do.
Do you want to say what it is, Dragon?
No, you can tell him.
It's like Vanessa thanks Ferb for helping her by giving a little kiss on the cheek.
Yeah.
And of course, you can tell just how over the moon he is about that. His expression doesn't change, but the background image and music does. Like, and sometimes that's all you need. Like, he's just like so stunned that, and like you just can tell he's like, "She kissed me. I'm never gonna wash this cheek again." But it's nice. You gotta admit.
Yeah.
So yeah. And we will be seeing. Unfortunately, I don't think there's many more episodes where Ferb and Vanessa interact. But this is definitely like one of the biggest ones, though. So, any last words, Dragon? Any final thoughts? I mean, for this one, I think I came out wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I loved the Baljeatles. It was passable, but not. I don't think they're best. But the Vanessasary Roughness, top tier. Loved it.
He said, "You're really a sucker for the Vanessa stuff."
I am, but also I don't know. It was a nice and simple episode, and we had some Vanessa charm for days. So yeah.
And again, nice change of pace from the usual formula.
Yeah.
So, yep. So I think that does it for everyone. Code Geass shares your sentiments there.
Furbex Vanessa.
Vanessa. Like we have to say like that. Like it's almost obligatory at this point.
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
Good episodes, nice stuff. Thank you,
Yeah.
Code Geass, and thank you, Code Geass, for joining us tonight. Richard's victims, and I believe we had someone else like
Yeah, we had two. I think we had two other people. We had
Itchy Lot.
Itchy Lot. Okay, this was it's just Itchy Lot, Code Geass, and Richard's victims. Yeah.
Yep. So have a great evening, everyone. You too, Code Geass. And so that does it for this. Does it for this week. Join us next time on the Recap-inator, where Candace gets a new pet who actually happens to be a former secret agent. And then Candace and Stacy enjoy a spa day. Good night, everybody. You look fabulous.
Fabulous.